time I have my Chicago Bulls jersey on, okay? So hi YouTube. Okay, today I wanted to do a video, kind of a follow-up from one of my blog posts called Female Boss versus the Industry Hoe, and it kind of got a really good response, and a lot of people asked me some questions which I thought I'd just clear up in a video rather than kind of writing another blog post instead. As you should know from my Getting to Know Me tag, I work in the music industry and I kind of work in the background with like some artists and some musicians and stuff like that. I kind of got the inspiration when I was in the studio one day, and I kind of felt like, why am I here and what do other people think of me being here? And I know, don't care what other people think, but sometimes it does get to you, and a lot of people sometimes they kind of ask, okay, so are you a singer? And when you have to answer that question with a no, it is kind of difficult, because it's like, what do you do? What's your purpose? Like, you're about your business, like you're not about your business. Like, you get asked hella questions. And sometimes they just make an assumption. They don't even ask you any questions. They just make an assumption like, you must be an industry hoe. And when you're not, yeah, because some people are, but when you're not, it gets a bit difficult to kind of establish, why are you in this environment? Basically, industry hoe, it is someone who's just in the industry just to come up. They want to hang around people who are on the come up. They literally are attracted to success, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it kind of gives the rest of us a bad name. Why do business women need to avoid being placed in this category? Now, the main reason is because people need to understand that we don't just serve one purpose. Women don't just serve one purpose to men, and especially in the industry. I did a conference in April called Women in Music UK, and actually after some of the discussions we kind of brought up the fact that sometimes fronting with our sexuality or putting that at the forefront actually works in our favour. So it is kind of a catch-22, but it's really important to make sure that you remain professional and that you keep a professional vibe with people in the industry. When you're in the studio, when you're at a gig, when you're on tour, especially when you're on tour, it's really important to keep a professional attitude and outlook. Basically what I did was 5 studio session tips to let them know you ain't a hoe. I like that. Do you like it? I like it. I kind of liked it. I'm a nerd. I'm fully a nerd. But yeah, that's what I came up with. Okay, so the first one was connect and network, but keep flirting to an absolute minimum. Go into the studio, talk to people. You know, if you're flirtatious, be flirtatious. I can be flirtatious too. Yes, boo boo. Be flirtatious if you need to, but just keep it to a minimum, because you really want people to take you seriously. And kind of what I wrote here was like, we all know how to network, but when it comes to finding like a steady balance between flirtation and business, it can get a bit blurry. Let the person you're speaking to know your intentions from the get-go. Like, let them know your intentions. Let them know that if you want to work with them, front with the fact that you want to work with them. Don't try and, like, you know, this is my flirtation stance. Yeah. Don't front with, okay, yeah, I want to get to know you, and then be like, I want to work with you, because they've already got in their head that, okay, this girl's trying to move to me. Is that universal slang? This girl is trying it with me. She's trying it. She's coming in for the kill. I don't know. Basically, she's trying to move to you. So don't front with that, because any guy will be like, okay, she wants to move to me. And when you try and flip it and try and say, yeah, you want to work with them, they're not gonna have it. They're just gonna be like, okay, I'm already seeing you in a certain light, so that's not the headspace that they're actually thinking in. So basically I did a second point, and I basically said, sense the right and wrong time to plug yourself. So when you're in a session and there's loads of people around and no one's asking you any questions, everyone's just trying to get on with work, it's not the right time to plug yourself. Just know, sense the tone in the room. If you're there and someone's actually trying to interact with you, and then you have your business cards handy, yeah, drop them your business card. Let them know who you are. Let them know that you're a boss ass bitch. let them know that you're a boss, okay? But if the situation doesn't call for it, you don't need to let them know. See, I like to keep things quite, you know, people, a lot of the time people want to know who I am, but unless you ask me, you're not really gonna know. And I like that. I like the fact that, you know, I keep that kind of present. And then people do ask the questions later, like, oh, who was that girl in that session? Like, who is she? What's she about? And then people find out. But kind of keep an air of mystery, but just know when it's the right time to open your mouth, basically. I don't know. Yeah, it's weird though. It's a weird thing. Working in the industry is crazy though. Like, the amount of people you meet on a day-to-day basis, and on purpose and by accident, is actually crazy. The third point I made was dress the part. So obviously, you know, I've got my, this time I have my Chicago Bulls jersey on, okay? So, you know, like, for those of you that watched my last video, you know that I kind of thought I was wearing one shirt, and I really wasn't wearing that shirt, but now I have it on. So, yeah, like, know how to dress. Don't necessarily need to be dressing like you're going to a business meeting, but know the right way to approach the situation. If you want to go and you want to come on a business tip, then I definitely think dressing in a certain kind of way, not necessarily in a suit, but in, you know, certain kinds of clothes. You're not going to come in a dress like you're going to the club with the cleavage and everything. The cleavage. Even though we like those dresses, because I like those dresses, I like to show a bit of cleavage sometimes. You know, the little bit of cleavage I do have, I like to show it sometimes. But you know, just understand that you're not going to go to the studio looking like you're there for something else. Something else. I ain't saying that. I ain't saying that. But you know, we know what that means. Less is more. So in this part of it, I kind of meant that you don't always have to make it clear from the jump who you are. Like, sit in the background. So it's basically the same point. Sit in the background, take it in, take in the atmosphere, take in the vibe, listen to the tracks, and you know, I personally, I like to like tweet afterwards, like, you know, it was really good being in a session with this person or whatever. Or leave them your business card. Yeah, like, the more someone sees your face, the more they're inclined to want to know who you are. So sometimes you don't even need to do a tweet. Sometimes you don't even need to drop them your business card. You don't even need to tell them anything. They'll see you around. You'll see me. You know who I am. You know who I am. My American accent's terrible. They're gonna hate me when I move there, you know. I'm getting inspired by my jersey. Please allow me. So maybe it's better sometimes if they approach you. So yeah, just let them approach you, let them talk to you, let people want to know who you are. You don't always have to push it forward, you don't always have to front with it. You can just chill. You like my pink thing going on. You like my pink thing going. Oh, I messed up my hair. Okay. We're good. And then the fifth point, the last point, fifth point, number five. Fifth point is know when to leave. Sometimes, you know, sessions, if you're in the industry, sessions go on all night till 5 o'clock in the morning. You do not have to stay there till 5 o'clock in the morning. It's probably best you don't. If the session starts at 6, maybe chill till 9 and go home. Like, you got things to do. You're a boss ass bitch. You got things to do. So you don't need to be staying in the session till 5 o'clock in the morning. Like, sense the tone. And sometimes leave them wanting more. As a female, leave them wanting more and be like, why are you leaving? Oh, where are you going? Oh, I'm busy, I got some things to do. You don't need to be sitting there the whole time like you haven't got anything to do. Go to the session, chill in the session, listen to the stuff you need to listen to, do what you need to do, be a boss and leave. And that is the best advice I give you. Be a boss and leave. Like, and be the boss that you are. You got things to do. You don't need to be staying in the session till 5 o'clock in the morning. And yeah, like, there's so many times that I've wanted to stay so much, but I'm just like, you know, first of all, I actually have got things to do, it's not just a front. And second of all, it's like, why am I here? I'm done now. I've spoken to the people that I wanted to speak to, and I'm going, like, and go and bounce. Bounce, bounce, bang, bounce, bounce, bang, P-I-M-P. I'm done. Yeah, so those are my like 5 tips to stay in a session. So let me go back over them quickly. So connect and network, but keep the flirting to a minimum. Sense the right and wrong time to plug yourself. Dress the part. Less is more. And know the right time to leave. Literally, I don't know if you can relate to this. I've gone through some like weird studio sessions where I just felt like, why am I here? Everyone's asking me if I'm a singer, and I'm not a singer. I really wish I was, but I'm not. So it's like, I kind of just wrote this for the women that are in the studio. You're not necessarily a singer, you're not a rapper, and you about your business. And yeah, I'll put a link to like my blog post so you can actually read what I wrote and actually not hear me ramble on for ages. So if you've had a similar experience, I really want to hear, because this hustle is real. Like, being a female in this industry is hard. So let me know if you've had any similar experience. I really want to hear about it, and I hope you liked this video. Bye YouTube.